This is a summertime favorite recipe, mean green burgers. And you may be thinking, why such a clever name for that recipe? Well, I found that over time, if you name things slick and hip and clever, people are more likely to try it. So the main ingredient is broccoli. And if I called it broccoli burger, people might be a little resistant to try it. A broccoli burger sounds a little boring, but when I add in some green chilies, which is part of this recipe, and the broccoli, it makes a really fantastic summertime treat. It's real simple to put together too. Basically, it's grated broccoli. So if you don't have one of these food processors, you can use a box grater like this. Pick them up for a couple bucks at the grocery store and grate all of your broccoli, okay, into a pot. And then what you're going to do, for today's recipe, we're going to use a food processor. So simply processing the broccoli, we can use the shredder blade for that and grate our broccoli, grate our onion, grate all the ingredients. And once they're grated, you're simply going to prepare a bread dough, or a dough for this. It's a broccoli dough, okay? So dumping everything in here. We're going to dump our burger meat, which is our broccoli. We're going to dump our green chilies in. Our chopped onion. Our breadcrumbs. And I'm going to put about half of those in case I need to add more later. Some garlic salt. Ketchup. Worcestershire sauce, and some chicken broth, which I've diluted and mixed up already. Now I'm going to scrape this off the top of the blade and basically pulse this to combine. Now, this looks a little wet, so I'm going to add a little bit more breadcrumb inside. If it's too wet, it'll be too watery. And just check it for consistency. It's getting close. I think one more pulse and we'll be good. Okay. I'm going to take the dough out. And really that's what it is at this point. It's kind of like a dough. I'm going to take it out and turn it into my bowl. And what's happened is the breadcrumbs have made this kind of sticky. The breadcrumbs are going to be the glue that holds this all together. I take the broccoli mix and I'm going to make some little patties. Now, the great thing about this recipe too is that you can form these patties, lay them on sheet pan like I have here, and the parchment paper, and freeze the pucks to serve for later. So I'm just simply making patties. They're nice and sticky. Everything's holding really well together. If you have big eaters, you can make these bigger, thicker. And if you like a crunchier crust, there's some options on your recipe that you'll see for dredging these in a wheat starch and garlic powder. That gives it more of a crispy coating on the outside. So now that I've got the pucks made, I'm going to come over here to my griddle and I'm going to add a little oil to the cooktop. This cooktop's been preheated, so it's quite hot. And I'm simply going to saute my burger. Now the word saute means to jump, so you want to make sure you have a preheated pan. The cooking action should start right away. If you put these into a cool pan, brought the temperature up, you're most likely going to have a sticky burger that ends up sticking in the pan. So if you have that problem, you're just not getting your pan and your fat in the pan hot enough first. You're going to want to flip these occasionally until they get nice and golden brown on each side. A couple minutes on each side should be plenty. You can see the caramelization that's happening on top of these burgers. That's a result of the natural sugars present in just about all food that we eat. Caramelization happens when heat is applied and we're changing the process, changing the product and adding color and texture by the cooking process. So after a couple minutes on each side, you're then going to take it and you're going to plate them up. Now I've prepared some burger setups on burger buns, lettuce, tomato, onion, just like you'd have on a regular burger. It's really, really great. Ketchup, all the other sides, you could have that. You could actually set up a whole burger bar of all these different toppings and let people put on what they want. But these are all low-fee items. Okay, you can see the nice golden color we're getting on these. Mean Green Burger. It's really, really a great summertime treat. I'm going to go ahead and try one of these. These things are great. Enjoy.